Be'ezat Hashem, we're back at the limud over here in the Knesset Ma'or Yitzchak. Hashem, Rabbi Yitzchak Amuchatzera. Hashem, Be'ezat Hashem, they're giving us over here the place already to learn with. Today is the 9th of the month of Kislev. Right? We are on Tuesday, the 30th of the week of Parshat Shabbat Vayishlach. So yesterday we have covered ground in the Shulchan Aruch.
Robert, what page are we on? I'm using the Shul Sefer.
Right, page 24. Page 24, we're in Haggah. So yesterday you read the Shulchan Aruch. We're talking about here that you are going on fresh water, even on Friday, even if it's, what's his name? Erev Shabbat. You're going on fresh water. You're allowed to float on fresh water, even Erev Shabbat. That's why we ended off yesterday. Haggah is the second line. One second, who read yesterday? You read, Moshe?
He should read right now.
No, Haggah, let's go. Rabbi Zohar, please read the Haggah from. What?
Gimel or Bet?
Bet. We're in the bet and the second wide lines. Second line of the wide lines. Where it says Haggah, number 2.
וכן בספינה שיצטרך בישראל לבון על ידי מלאכה בשבת.
Oh, so he said like this. What is Asur we said? We said going on a boat in the ocean 3 days, within 3 days. Then we said, the Shulchan Aruch told us if you're traveling Friday, as long as it's fresh water, you're allowed to travel even Friday. However, adds the Rama and says, no, if it's a boat that will require your services, you must do something in order for the boat to continue flowing on Shabbat, which constitutes Chilul Shabbat, you're prohibited to travel on Friday. Okay?
What can you do that's going to change? I mean, yeah, you can involve yourself in doing work for the boat to go, but what else can you do? If you don't do that, you just get on the boat?
You don't go on the boat. If you know that this boat will require your services on Shabbat, you don't go on Friday on the boat. You're allowed to go, we already said, you're allowed to go on Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever the machlokim. Okay, same thing here. Likanes ba, asur likanes ba, continue.
אסור להיכנס בה 3 ימים קודם
Shabbat.
השבת.
Yeah, regardless it's fresh water or salty water that you're traveling in, as long as if you will be required to perform some task on Shabbat for the safety of the passengers or yourself, and you must board it before 3 days, or Wednesday or Tuesday. אפילו הם
נכון, הנביאים והיא למעלם מעשרה.
Okay, even if it's rivers that flow, right? So if the river that's pushing the boat on its own, you don't have to do anything much. But if there will be some requirement that you must perform some task on Shabbat in order to get off this, to go into safety, within 3 days you're not allowed to travel. And it has to make sure that it's above the boat itself has more than 80 centimeters, 10 tvachim between the edge of the bottom of the boat to the earth, beneath it. Continue. אבל
אין איסור במה שבהמות מושכות הספינה בשפת הנהר.
Okay, so he says all this we just said to you where the boat is running on its own. But if the boat is controlled and steered by animals walking on the edge, carrying the boat with them as they're traveling, that will be allowed to go even on Friday. Because you're not doing anything there for mamash safety of Shabbat.
No, so now we're going, again, we're not, doesn't matter if it's mitzvah or pleasure.
No, we're talking about pleasure. Everything is pleasure now.
Oh, that's pleasure, okay.
This is all about pleasure. You're going for traveling for pleasure. And again, if it's done on the way that the boat is being dragged by animals, like the big ropes that they have, the animal and the boat is traveling with them, behind them, so that even you could do on Friday, because there we're not afraid that you need to do something Chilul Shabbat in order for the boat to stay afloat or continue traveling, because it's traveling by the animals that are up front, pulling it. Veladame, continue. Vela.
להליכה בקרון שאסור.
בקרון. So I don't know why, who made this mistake over here. Somebody has to tell somebody maybe it's Mazliach or whoever put this nekudot. It's not bekaron, it's a caravan. Okay, that's how they used to caravan. In the olden days, the envoy that's traveling from city to city during the desert, that will be called an envoy, right? In English, but it's caravan in the Europe countries. It's caravan. So I don't know.
It's not Aramaic?
No, bekaron is not Aramaic. No. Alecha b'karavan. This is caravan for sure. Okay, caravan. That's how the people used to call it. I don't know why it's called caravan over here. Never heard of this word. That's why. What's his name? Translation didn't know what this word is about. The nekudot are misplaced. It's caravan, whatever. Okay, so it's
Caravan
not.
would have another vav or a vav or a bet.
No, this is the way to spell caravan. I don't think this is. There's no such a word as caravan. We already checked. It's caravan. Okay, and this is not similar. But a caravan, the envoy on Shabbat, you're supposed to stop. You cannot travel on an envoy. In let's say a carriage, people are sitting in a carriage and the camels are pushing them or whatever.
It's like a car. It's not like a car with electricity and everything, but it's still.
Okay, maybe.
What's the difference?
Yeah, so he says not allowed to travel on the caravan.
What's the difference? A horse is pulling it or a person is pulling it?
Pulling what?
Shabbat is pushing it, pulling it.
What are you talking about? You're talking about a carriage, or you're talking about a carriage, or you're talking about a boat? Carriage is asur on Shabbat.
Carriage is asur, because the boat, yeah.
But the boat is mutar. That's it. Boat is about 10 tefachim, and animals. They're not doing. It's not the same. He says, don't look at it as similar. Don't think that they're similar at all. Okay, so let's go to.
Unless there are people or animals that are pushing it, pulling it, right?
No, even the goyim. Let's say goyim pulling it. What's the difference between animals and goyim?
No difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody's leading the animals. There is a person standing and whipping the animals to move. They're not moving because they like you, right? They're moving because they're afraid of you. Say, take the people. So the people, if they're goyim, you're not allowed. If they're Jews, for sure it's not allowed. If the pullers are the Jews, for sure not allowed. That's not a question even. Now, you might say, wait a minute, those Jews are slaves. In olden days, that's what they would do, right? They would take the Jews and make them do Mechilul Shabbat, as we're going to come to.
What's the difference? You're on a cruise ship, the boy is working for himself, right?
This is not a cruise ship. We're talking about a boat that's being pulled by people.
Okay, fine. Cruise, not cruise, doesn't matter. Boat.
Right. Somebody
has to clean that boat.
What's the difference with cleaning? Who cares?
I'm saying.
You could clean on Shabbat. What's the problem?
What?
You could clean on Shabbat.
You could clean on Shabbat.
Yeah.
But they're taking vacuum cleaners.
I don't care how they clean it. What's the big difference? The same thing as the cleaning lady comes to your house. She could clean with a brush, or she could do with other stuff. That's Bechilul Shabbat.
Meaning she makes the choice, okay.
Yeah, it's whatever is easy for her. She's not doing it for you. She's doing it for herself in order to not to be stuck 15 hours washing your floor. She'll do it in 5 minutes. Okay, let's go to Seif Katan Yud Bet in Mishnah Berurah. Va'afilu be'erev Shabbat. He says there is a heter if it's a fresh water to travel on Friday. Why? Ve'en tzarich lipsok imo shishbot. Okay, and over here you don't have to tell the captain to take a break on Shabbat. So next Seif is gonna tell us in Shulchan Aruch what about starting on Shabbat travel itself?
On a day of Shabbat.
On the day of Shabbat. Maybe you boarded before Shabbat and now they're gonna start the travel on Shabbat, Friday after late night.
There was a delay. Let's say.
Yeah. Okay, so he says, Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Berurah says, we will learn that next Seif. Okay, let's just continue. Yud Gimel, so we said, you have to be very careful. So he says, make sure that the distance between the edge of the boat, the end of the boat, at the bottom, to the earth does not have less than 10 tefachim. Then it's allowed. The Kivan, the Tchumin, the Rabbanan. So the Tchumin is actually, the Rabbanan had made a decree that you cannot travel more than 2,000 amot. It's not deoraita. ואפילו תחומין ד-12 מיל קיימה לן בימים ונהרות אין בהן איסור דאורייתא לדברי הכל. So he says that what about, okay, so we said the 2,000 amot is where the Tchum ends, right, for walking. What about תחומין ד-12 מיל, קיים עלן בימים ונהרות אין בהן איסור דאורייתא לדברי הכל. Okay. So, I guess, the תחומין דרבנן הן, ואפילו תחומין ד-12 מיל. What about 12, like a mil, like a miles? What about that? That I guess maybe there is a. Let's keep in my mind. What's the problem here with the 12? With such a long distance? Do we say? Let me see one second. Do we say that the Beit Yosef? Right? I don't know what he's trying to say. I don't know. The 12 mil. Kaim alad b'yavim unaharot en b'hen esur deoraita ledvirei hakol. שאין דומין לדגלי מדבר. ואיך תלינה בספיקו להקל, ולמין דעמוק, אז 10 טפחים מקרקע הספינה לקרקע המים, ואין תחומין למעלה מ10. Okay, so he says that what about a longer distance traveling, which will be safek deoraita now? Meaning the Chachamim made agdara over there. 2,000 tchumin, if you're traveling 2,000 amot, or distance which of 12 mil, so maybe that will make it deoraita. So the rabbi says over here that's not shayach over here on the boat, because on the boat where it's we said that in the traveling in the boat, even that such a large distance will not constitute it, and primarily because again you have more than 10 tefachim above earth. So if once you're above the 10 tefachim, will constitute you. There will not constitute any problem at all, and that you're above that shaila of maybe somebody will have a problem of you traveling so much on Shabbat. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that at that. We'll get to Tchumin. It will more outline for us exactly where is the problem with 12th meal. Huh? Tchumin is the allowance of traveling on Shabbat. Okay. 2,000 amot. So now there's apparently there's agdara of 12 meal, which is a longer distance. So maybe that will make it deoraita. But over here it's not a problem because the ikar of 10 tvachim above earth. Who's there? אהלן, מה שלומך? רפואה שלמה לכל העולם ישראל, רפואה שלמה also down. Good to your mindness. בנימין בן ג'נט, רגינה בת, זוהר, רגינה בת. זוהר, come on, what's the lady's name? רפואה שלמה. רגינה בת.
I'm sorry, Regina בת אסיה.
אסיה, רפואה שלמה, חיה בת לאה. סטפני חסיבה בת שמחה. מרים בת חדרה, רפואה שלמה לכל עם ישראל, בעזרת השם. Of course, very important, the limud should be of the freeing of all the Jews in captivity, in jails, anywhere they are. Hashem should send them away home, and to be ma'aleh otanu, all of us, to be kedusha v'torah in spirituality. Okay, Yudalet. Shemikarka asfina. Oh, so why does it have to be from the bottom of the boat till the earth, the 10 tefachim that we discussed? Perush, afal pisha, hamayim amukim asara. So we said, even the water itself, let's say, from the surface of the water till the earth is 10 tefachim. If you're not going to have that distance of 10 tefachim when the boat is under water, and now the bottom of the boat, there is less than 10 tefachim to earth, למה בעיה אם הוא יושב בספינה למטה מ10 ונמצא מעליך למטה מ10, אלא אפילו אם הוא יושב בספינה במקום גבוה שהוא למעלה מ10 טפחים, מעליך המים גם כן אסור. So he says like this. You say, wait a minute. What do I care if the bottom of the boat to the earth doesn't have 10 tefachim? But the guy is not sitting there. The traveler is not sitting down there. He's sitting all the way on top. So what's his name? Mishnah Berurah explains that will not justify it. It's still asur. It's still asur because again he's sitting on a boat, which the boat itself is not above 10 tefachim from earth. So it could be that let's say a person wants to ride a bike on Shabbat, and he has those wheels. You know those wheels in a circus, you know that big wheel like I have this this room.
So it's different from
and
sitting into the ground.
So sit over there. Maybe now you're above 10 tefachim. No, that's not called above 10 tefachim because you're touching the ground. But what do you mean I'm touching the ground? I'm sitting all the way on the second floor. You know what the wheels I'm talking about? Those circus. Alan, you know what I'm talking about? The circus. What's his name? those bicycles.
Yeah.
So it's still asur. Kivan.
It's not
Why?
bicycle.
Why he's explaining? Kivan שהספינה רחבה 4 וניחה להילוך כאומר כעומד למטה דמה. Oh, why? Oh, 1 second. Here's the scenario. Bike could be different. The whole purpose of the boat is because the boat itself is 4 tvachim and 4 tvachim. So now, when it's 4 tvachim and 4 tvachim wide, minimum, right? It's much more than that, obviously. But 4 to have handbreadths each way, that constitutes as if you're already sitting on the earth, on the ground. Okay? ויש בתירין כשהוא יושב למעלה מ10 טפחים. However, not all rabbis agree that if you're traveling in the boat and there are less than 10 tvachim from the edge of the boat to the earth, that it's asur. Why? As long as you're sitting on top. Because technically speaking, you are above the 10 tvachim break. Oh, so there is a problem. There is a allowance, according to some opinions, because his legs are not in the air of 10 tvachim. So this bike could be allowed somehow. Now, what's the problem with the bike? Why it's asur?
Because if it breaks, you got to.
That's right. That's the only takana. Technically speaking, lechoira, all the bikes today would be asur lechalutin.
So if I'm going to take the bike and it breaks, and I'll leave it there.
I understand. It doesn't matter. Once the takana is made, you cannot make your own exemption. Oh, well, I'm going to leave it there. It doesn't matter. First of all, it's asur to leave things. But let's say even if you have a roof, you don't have a problem of it. You still have a problem of takana of chachamim. And even he says like this. Listen to this. It says. ויש לסמוך על דבריהם כשהוא צריך לך, או יש שם למעלה. ואין אליו תלויות למטה מ10 טפחים. So לכאורה, what about a wagon? You know the chariot wagons?
Hi.
Yeah, the guy is sitting above 10 טפחים. So he says there are some allowance in that, looks like. If the legs are not touching 10 טפחים of the ground, if you're not, there will be some kind of allowance. According to some opinions. We already said that's all. Because otherwise we would say in caravan, as long as you're above 10 tvachim on a chariot. But is it really the same concept?
Yeah, but who's pushing it?
No, over there by ocean maybe, or by the river, forget about pushing it. It doesn't matter right now at this moment, 1 second. Why is he saying over there allowance? Because technically speaking, you're on the boat, right? The boat is on the surface. So here's the boat in the ocean. Here is less than 10 tvachim. So you're sitting here, that's for sure above the 10 tvachim bracket. Right? How is that? Why is that allowed?
Oh, so you're saying it's allowed?
There are some poskim that say it's allowed.
Because the boat already, the distance of the boat from the boat, the end of the boat to the top of the boat or to the top of the platform, it's enough to be on top to reach that the measurement needed.
אפילו אם הוא יושב בספינה במקום גבוה שהוא למעלה מ10 טפחים, גם כן אסור כיוון שהספינה רחבה 4 וניחה להילוך ועומד למטה דמה.
But the point is, why that measurement exactly? Why not 5? Why not 6?
Oh no, 10 טפחים, it's a תקנה, the חכמים tell us, anything about 10 tvachim is a different realm. Different realm. Like the Chachamim tell us that Hashem did not come down to 10 tvachim. And Moshe Rabbeinu never went up above 10 tvachim.
So it's already...
It's a different realm. It's always different realms. 10 tvachim is always different realm. Like for instance, let's say you throw a ball on Shabbat. You're throwing a ball. You're playing football. And it's Reshut Arabim. You're playing football. So how many times you do Avirah? If you're throwing the ball and somebody's catching it before it comes into the area of 10 tvachim, it's bechlal no chilul Shabbat. Deoraita. Bechlal.
If he catches it.
If you're playing catch with your kid, baseball, right? You're on one side of the street. You're Reshut Rabim and you're throwing it. Where are you throwing it? You're throwing it above the 10 tvachim. The problem is going to be when you're rolling it or below 10 tvachim. That's going to be a problem. But if you know that's where the problem starts. So that's they're outlining the same thing here. Tetvav asur letzet v'zeh. So now, if Tetvav told us like this, if so the Shulchan Aruch told us, if the boat is below 10 tvachim, right, the height of it, the distance between the bottom of the boat till the earth, it's asur mishum isur tchumin. There's a problem of traveling more than 2,000 amot. Okay, Now, what's that? Let's see. The Mishnah Berurah explains. Hi, no. Are you there with me? Zohar.
Rabbi.
Sib Katan Tetvav. Sib Katan Tetvav is right here. Asur, let's say, it's prohibited to travel on that in that instance. Hainu bechol ashlosha yamim shekodem Shabbat. It's specifically talking about always when it says asur, it's talking about within 3 days. Meaning, before 3 days, not a problem at all.
So we never talk about that.
Right. It's always going to be that concept. Put that in our minds. Let's say the boat is always traveling and there's always 70 centimeters between the edge of the boat to the earth because it's a shallow lands, shallow waters. But if you're traveling before 3 days, not a problem at all. Because that's not im yodeh shizdamen lo sham b'shabbat ha'makom ha'hu yitztarech la'vor alav al isur tibchumin aval kodem lazem mutar. So again, as long as you are what's his name? If you're traveling, starting to travel within the 3 days of Shabbat, and you will break the tchumin on Shabbat, the distance will be much more than 2,000 amot traveling on Shabbat. If the captain guarantees you to stop over for Shabbat, right?
So you gotta ask him first.
No. If he guarantees you, for sure, not that he guarantees you, like you said today, Baruch Hashem b'lei hara, it's like a clock. The schedule of boats today is like a clock. So you know for a fact that they're gonna stop on Shabbat. They're not gonna travel on Shabbat. It's part of their what's his name. So Mistama will be allowed. If you know that they're not gonna be traveling on Shabbat or Tchumin, what are your problems? So go in on Friday. You start Friday morning and you're traveling. On Shabbat they take a break. Why? Because that's part of the labor union contract.
Okay, so
labor union contract, they always stop.
Yeah, but they come to a dock. Can you come out of the Sfina?
No, on Shabbat, no, you're not allowed to come out. Unless, whatever, there's going to be allowance. We'll see. Okay? There's going to be some allowance, what, where, and how, but we'll see. We already explained in the introduction. Over here, what's happening is that we are afraid that you planned to do Chilul Shabbat if you travel on Friday, knowing that they're going to travel more than 2,000 amot on Shabbat. That will constitute that you prepared to do Chilul Shabbat, and that's not allowed. But if you started on Wednesday, Tuesday, or whatever the days before, according to all opinions, there will be no problem at all because you're not nechatchila coming to break Shabbat. Yeah. Lidei Melacha. So Ted Zayin told us, Ramah told us what? That Lidei Melacha. So he said like this. He's contrasting what Shulchan Aruch said. Shulchan Aruch said you're allowed to travel on Friday, but said Ramah to us, if you know for a fact that you're going to break Shabbat, even on fresh waters, you're not allowed to start on Friday. That's where we left off with you yesterday. Baruch Hashem, we continue now. So now we're dissecting it in Mishnah Berurah. Lidei Melacha, afilu Melacha de Rabbanan achronim. Wow. We're not talking about Isur Deoraita, even the Rabbanan. Even constituting a Isur de Rabbanan that you might break because you start traveling on Friday, it will be Asur to travel on Friday.
So no matter what.
For 3 days, even the Rabbanan. Doesn't matter.
Knowingly, you're going to be on Shabbat.
Yeah. Okay. This is a Raya over here, gentlemen.
What do you mean? That means you're traveling on.
No. If you're starting to travel on Thursday, Friday, or Shabbat, or starting to Thursday, Friday, or according to some opinions, Wednesday, and you know for a fact you're going to make a Chilul Shabbat the Rabbanan. Tekanav Sha'ar Rabbanan, which is what? What's Rabbanan? Tchumin. Tchumin is Rabbanan. The Torah you could travel till tomorrow. Torah you could start walking on Friday night, and on Shabbat night, right before the start, you got to your destination. According to Torah, it's mutar. The Rabbanan gave you the Agdarot because they want you to honor Shabbat. So that's Rabbanan. So here's the Raya. That's
knowing that you're going to be on Shabbat, it's already Asur.
Yeah. If you're going to break even the Rabbanan, it's Asur.
Yeah.
Even what?
Even Rabbanan.
Wait.
Here, even if you're going to break Rabbanan, which is more cooler. People in their eyes, some crazy people call me up. They already stopped calling me up because they see that I'm not there. One guy calls me up and I scream about it. Rabbi, he asked me the question. So I said, answer. Is this the Rabbanan or the Oraita? That was the next question. I gave him hell. What? Do you know that the Rabbanan is Chayal Mitah? Here. Yom Tov, the Kosot is right there.
No, cafe.
Cafe is right there. Do you have
No, אין קפה שחור.
No, and Cafe Shachor. Mechila. They know that I don't drink Cafe Shachor, so they bring only Nescafe. They love me here. They actually know. They know that I hate the turkey coffee. I can't stand it. There's only one guy that makes it good. For some reason, I go to shul. by David Chai. There's a guy there. He makes me coffee shachor. I don't feel like it's coffee shachor. Over here, they make me, I drink, everything is going to my mouth. But anyway, Yom Tov, that's it, you're not going to find that. Look at him. He's stubborn, look at that.
Maybe that's his coffee.
He's not, he's so, he found it. Oh my gosh. He found it, look at that.
That's America.
America. He's a Yom Tov, don't listen to the rabbi. That's it, you found it. Ay, ay, ay.
You made his day now.
He's stubborn, look at that, look at that. He's going to make it, okay.
He found
All right.
it, Rabbi. He found it.
Let's see one second. Let's see if he knows how to make it like the other guy. Okay, make me a cup, please. Here's my cup.
Yes, sir.
Let me see how you make it. Please, thank you very much.
Half of my kingdom for you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Let's see how it's going to taste in your hands. From your hands. One, okay, this is the rules. One sugar, half a spoon sugar, and milk. Okay, let's go.
That for you?
Let's go. No, he has cups. He has a cup for him. I showed him.
לא, יש שם רק כוסות קיץ, כוסות מים.
No, foam cups right here, the whole thing. In that shelf, right here. Yeah, right there. Right in front of you. כן, זה לא?
פלסטיק.
מחילה. Okay.
הנה.
You found it? Okay. Baruch Hashem.
Ponashet.
That's it. Let's go. י"ז, להיכנס בה 3 ימים. Oh, wow. Baruch Hashem, look at that. Okay. אז Baruch Hashem. We took a 3-minute coffee break. Now we're going back to learn.
Yeah.
Okay. People on YouTube, they get excited. We do other things and just learn. You have 2 more minutes. Let's finish this Siman. סעיף. י"ז, להיכנס בה 3 ימים. הטעם כמו שכתבנו למעלה, בסעיף קטן ח', we already explained why you're not allowed to enter. We just did י"ז. Why 3 days? I already explained that you are preparing for Halachot Shabbat. Let's not forget that. That's very important. And let's engrave it into our souls and minds. י"ח, אין איסור במה שבהמות. Oh, we said over there, Rabbi Moshe, י"ח, סעיף קטן י"ח. Put that aside for a second. You're leaving in 2 minutes. So you
No, I'm done.
On the way.
This has to be done.
So he says like this: why is it allowed for boat to be pulled by animals? Why is that allowed?
Why is it what?
Animals pulling it on the shore, and you're sitting on Shabbat, and the animals pulling it by your fresh water. Why is that allowed? Okay? So explaining. רצונו לומר, דאם לא היה איסור אחר, כגון בנהרות הנובעים ולמעלה מעשרה. He's telling you like this. Over there, as long as it's below 10 tvachim, right? From the bottom of the boat, you have more than 10 tvachim, meaning to tell you it's not a prohibited. But if it was less than 10 tvachim, it would be a prohibited. So over here, why is that? But okay, the permission will be obviously that a Jew, because the boats is pulled by the animals, there is nothing for a Jew to do that will require his immediate attention to be Halachot Shabbat. לאן לאסור לסע בספינה האיכה, הבהמות מושכות בספינה ויהיה דומה כאילו יושב בקרון, והבהמה מושכת אותו אסור. So he says, technically speaking, maybe it's like you're going into the caravan, right? You're going into that when you're part of the envoy that's being pulled by camels, be pulling the wagons. That will be asur. We don't say that here. Why? hatam shema yachtok zmora leanhiga. So over there, why it's asur? Why it's asur to go on a caravan, on a carriage with a horse? What's the isur? The same isur, you're not allowed to ride a horse. What's the isur of Rabbanan to not allowed to ride a horse? We're afraid you're going to break a branch of the tree and hit the horse with it. That's the isur of going on Shabbat on a horse.
So if you break a branch with a horse, it's asur.
That's right. No, it's asur to break
אסור to break a branch.
So the Chachamim made a gzera, you're not allowed to go on horses.
It's a normal thing, yeah.
Right. So now, why are you not allowed to go on what's his name?
On a carriage. Okay, on a carrot.
This is a maple rich coffee. Forget about it. That's not the same. Somehow he makes it. It's like a mocha. I'm drinking mocha. It's the same coffee. I don't know how he does it. It's different, like flavor, different look. Okay, I'll show you today over there. I'll teach you
I think
today.
he shakes the milk. That's why.
No,
I invent what he did.
Okay, or today.
He do kuru coffee. You know what kuru coffee?
No, okay, we'll talk about it later. I'm crazy. I'm just crazy. Sorry, guys.
That's right.
Instead of saying
That's
thank
the
you.
coffee himself.
Instead,
But if you
instead
do
of saying thank
this,
you. Alan, see what it is? Chutzpah. This is what I'm teaching people. Don't say thank you.
become thank you, I'm getting musar.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks,
It doesn't look attractive to him.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what he does. He does it good. Okay, אבל האחה, הבהמות הולכות ברחוק ממנו. Oh, so why is it allowed? Why are you allowed to travel on a boat? You are allowed to travel on a boat that's being pulled by the animals? The main reason is there is no way you're going to take a stick and hit him.
There's no way you're gonna what?
Take a stick and hit him.
From the boat to the animal?
Yeah.
But if he breaks a tree?
Doesn't matter.
You cannot. You're in the middle of the
You said
river.
right
You're
now.
in the river.
It exists.
Hoses
In
it up.
Alabama, in small rivers, you
horse
see a horse
To
walking
pull
and
you on the
pulling the
river.
boat.
Somebody
you're
else has
for
to hit
sure-
it.
You're for sure not less than 10 fachot because the animal.
Why? No. We said if you know it's asur. But if you know that river is deep,
Yeah.
well, there is deep waters.
And
The horses are pulling it. And what's the problem with that? The problem is there's a chashash.
The horse is gonna pull in a deep river.
No.
That's what I'm
But
trying to
It's
say.
gonna be too deep for him.
Yeah.
no. But that's no. The horses are actually going with the distance of the boat. Let's say you have a rope, 150 feet ropes.
To pull him from far away,
Right.
almost if it's stuck, let's say.
No, not if it's no.
The horse is not in the
Could the
water.
horse be on the ground?
That's what we're talking
Can be on
about.
the
The
water,
horse
so
is
it's
not in the
moving
water.
sideways.
He is like this, and
Yeah.
he's pulling the boat. He's
Yeah.
walking on the ground.
He's on the ground.
Gentlemen, I can't believe you guys never saw such a movie.
No?
Oh, come on.
That's
all
why you
them
call
things
it a
that-
movie.
That's where you go.
What?
I mean, I never saw a horse.
I
pulling
saw
in
it,
the
but I
water.
saw movies, all the movies, where let's say a royalty would sit on the boat, and there will be ropes of either men or animals pulling it. I come from Russia. In Russia, we have such movies. I don't know. You guys never saw such a thing. I saw it's very simple to me.
No, we don't
Yeah.
have royalty in Israel. We have only people.
That's right.
Russia is
Yeah. That's how royalty used to travel.
I know.
Royalty would
I
travel.
remember.
That the animals
I saw.
would, or human slaves would walk and ropes, pull the rope, and the royalty would sit on the boat and go like that. Yeah.
So you have two sides of the pulling.
No, one side. You don't have two sides. The boat will not be pulled to them because
That's what I'm
it's
trying to
controlled, right?
Okay.
There's a control. Basically, they're the motor. So obviously, even though the rope is this way, so why doesn't the boat go to them? Because the boat is controlled, the steering of the boat. Okay, but listen to this entirely here. Over there says Mishnah Berurah. Over there, the whole issue of going on a caravan, going on a horseback, whatever it is, right? Over there is the problem is you taking a stick and breaking it. Here, there is no problem because you're sitting in the boat. Yeah, there's no takana.
You're not riding
The horses, that's right. Even before Shabbat, you're allowed to travel. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, don't miss it tomorrow because tomorrow we're going to know. We're going to discuss sitting on a boat on Shabbat, traveling on Shabbat. Let's see if hopefully we continue tomorrow. Whoever needs to go to work, without any tzarot, any bayot, only in good health. Make a lot of money without any problems.
at the end of the day.